Welcome back to the Deucecast Extra. We are glad to be back in regularly scheduled programming. It's been a minute since we've done regular stuff. So we have an MCU show to talk about, and we're excited about it. Although
Morbius. That's the show.
Benson
wrong. Oh, sorry.
No.
I didn't even see Morbius, so I don't even know that I want to see Morbius.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Roth, in all honesty, I feel the same way. I remember very little from the episode, but I loved it. And to be honest, I've only seen it one time. My schedule is crazy now. I know. My schedule is not what it used to be.
I watched it again.
Yeah, I know. I need to watch it again. And I'm not even going to be able to do the 2 a.m. thing anymore. I'm going to have to watch it regular. At a regular time, I guess. I don't know when I'm going to.
He's a working man. He's a working man.
I'm a working man now.
He's got
Garrison, welcome back to the Deucecast Extra. How's it going?
Yes, it's going great. I did, in fact, see maybe cam footage of the post-credit scenes and Matt Smith dancing, and I think that's all I want to see.
Oh yeah, Matt Smith.
Those
dancing
are the best scenes.
Is the best. All that's good.
I would argue those post-credit scenes are not the best. But
no, they're not the best. They're not. They're horrible. They're below.
They don't even make sense. So.
No, they don't at all. Because if they're trying to say, I don't even want to talk about it.
So we don't need to get
stupid.
into that.
I don't even want to talk about it.
We could spend time talking about Morbius.
Okay, well, Roth, I am not full-time employed, but I had to get a gig until I find something. So I'm doing a little part-time thing until I find something. The goal is to still be full-time employed at some point, but I'm not quite there. Dr. Earl, how has your week been since we last met?
Well, it's been great. I've been working at the gift shop, and
the same one that Garrison works at, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
No. My name is now Arthur Harrow, and
so Earl and I
hold my hands, Michael.
Earl and I suffered through Morbius together, so I'm glad I'm glad I had somebody to suffer through it with me, because I don't know if I'm glad it was only an hour and 45 minutes. I'll say that. It should not have been any longer.
It felt like they made it just to hold on to the property so they could.
I don't know why.
It literally was made so they could do post-credit scenes. Yeah. Let's just get through let's build our world. But the world's so good.
But here's the thing. Okay. I really don't want to go far down this path, but it was originally supposed to come out before both Venom Let There Be Carnage and Spider-Man No Way Home, which means that it would have had completely different post-credit scenes.
Yeah.
The movie probably would have been a little different.
They chopped it up.
I want to know what happened. I mean, because the director is claiming that's my vision. That's what I wanted.
He's having to say that.
Yeah, I want to see the real vision.
He's having to say that. I think, like Rhett mentioned, Rothman went in. Rothman went in and just said, "Here's the cut that I want. It has to be at an hour and 45 minutes. You can't have anything."
Keep cutting it.
Espinosa's just saying that. Okay, so let's get to episode 1, the Goldfish Problem, which is a great episode. This is
a problem.
This was a cool, one of those intriguing posters that you see that randomly come out, and everybody's trying to overanalyze that.
I like
poster.
Blocks Earl.
Yeah, it does block Earl completely. So we saw that poster, and then after the episode airs, we got, of course, the cupcake.
Yes,
we know what that's from. By the way, this is a spoiler discussion.
Oh yeah, this is totally.
We say that
if you haven't seen the episode,
if you've not seen it, do not tune in. And
yeah, exactly.
Even a spoiler for the comics a little bit, maybe. So
the real Vision, actually, it's just Viz. We're supposed to just call him Viz now. I don't know. That's what Wanda calls him. This episode was directed by Mohammed Diab or Diab, whatever.
Diab.
Written by Jeremy Slater. According to Garrison, Jeremy may not be writing every episode, but he might have his hands in some of the episodes.
He's the head writer.
He's the head writer.
He is not writing the next 3 episodes. That's confirmed because the media got to review those and they said he didn't write the next 3.
Interesting.
I imagine. I mean, with Loki, I think what Waldron wrote the pilot.
Yeah,
Right. 6 episodes, something like that. So that's just kind of a thing that they've done with these shows. Yeah.
Pretty standard, really.
Pretty
Writer's
standard.
room.
And then Benson and Moorhead, you said direct episode 2 and 4.
Yes, they direct episodes 2 and 4. The indie direct. Mohamed Diaba, I also believe, is an indie director. So
yeah, he is.
Yeah,
yes,
he did really well. I mean, this was a great episode.
Yeah, really well shot.
Insider.
Garrison
Insider. All right, so take us through some of this episode. I'm a little under the weather. I'm here. If I start having a coughing fit, I will have to mute and let you guys just talk. But Garrison, sort of take us through like some of the big things that happened in the episode.
Well, I think first off, you got to mention the opening scene. Very mysterious scene with Arthur Harrow being introduced to us, not by telling us his name, but by showing us that he breaks a glass and then puts it in his shoes.
And walks in them.
Yes.
And apparently that was Ethan Hawke's idea, apparently.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm sure he didn't actually walk with glass in his shoes.
No, but just the
rock
concept.
Candy. It's rock candy.
It's an interesting concept. It's not something that... So, I mean, these cult leaders over the years on film and television, the way cult leaders have been portrayed, that's one thing that I've never seen. So I'd be interested to know where he got that idea.
Well, in the comic that Arthur Harrow comes from.
That's the one. That's got the Arthur.
The one.
That is awesome. That is
I bought this at $2 for $2, and then now it's like $200.
That's awesome. You got a deal.
That's where Arthur Harrow shows up, right?
Yes, it's the only comic where he shows up. He's a mad scientist who I believe
looks different.
Yeah, he does. He's a mad scientist. I believe he has pain issues, and he's kind of researching like ways to manage pain and stuff like that. So that may be an element of the character that Ethan Hawke decided to bring in. As an intro for the character.
So he's almost like Le Chiffre. Didn't he like couldn't feel pain or something in Casino Royale?
Interesting. Okay, interesting call there, Michael. Mikey Spector.
I think that. I think that. I've somebody in the chat help me out. Look it up or something.
We only have one person in the chat.
I think. Well, there's 4 people watching.
That's why I put it in the Deuce Cast Discord because I was like, it's live now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Le Chiffre is the guy that couldn't feel pain or something weird like that.
He certainly made Bond feel pain in some place.
Jacob feels pain.
Yes, he does.
So that's good. Maybe this will come out as we learn more about Arthur Harrow. We'll get like a little bit more backstory that this is part of his way to focus.
It's very much not the comic Arthur Harrow. Probably aside from the pain element, which they brought to the character.
It's definitely intriguing, though. I mean, just the concept, and he's obviously already a guy that's very established in his cult following. He's got a lot of followers,
which I guess happens in like what looks like Germany almost. That's where it kind of looks
like. Curious where they were.
Austria or Germany or something along those lines.
Now, there were some rumors that it was maybe even Latveria, where Dr. Doom's kingdom. But I think that's an overreach because
I don't think
they've had more. Yeah, it just seemed too.
They're not going to do that right now.
No.
Yeah, that's got to come at some point though. I mean, obviously we've got Stephen Grant who is being thrown for a loop.
Yes, I wanted to mention though in that beginning scene. They play the song "Every Grain of Sand" by Bob Dylan, and I don't know, maybe I'm reaching here, but the sand glass, sand glass.
It's a bit of a reach, but we'll go.
I mean, that is what glass is. That is what glass is made of.
Yes.
So I mean, that's not much of a reach. I don't know. I think that or I mean,
or Egyptian sand.
You've obviously got the Egyptian, part of that as well.
Yeah.
They said it. Oh yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, I just watched it.
I did too. I don't remember them saying.
I just watched it like a few hours ago, and
I
don't recall that. But
no,
they might have.
Either.
I might have been focused.
I don't think they did.
Sorry, Roth. Austria sounds right. I just like saying Austria.
See, now he's just reaching for straws.
That's my home country.
Austria is?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Really?
Czechoslovakia
That's
is
where my
my
last
home
name
country.
comes
Are you a Von Trapp? What are you? Did you climb over the mountain to escape?
My family came here before World War One, so
okay.
yeah.
Yes, that is
The Reifen.
well.
Yes.
Anyways,
Das Reifen.
Das
Yes.
Reifen.
That was changed by people on the European registers, I guess. I did some research about that. Apparently, the people on Ellis Island did not change people's last names. That was actually the European ship manifests. That's what it was. Anyway,
from what I understand in my recent research of my family's heritage, my family is from Czechoslovakia originally, and it was like Niphofer or something like that, and then they changed it. They changed it to just Nip. So I thought that was really interesting. It's like, very
too much.
strange. Yeah, it's too much. Exactly.
We open up on Stephen with the "A Man Without Love" music playing.
Yes,
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every night I wake up.
Yeah, that's a great song.
We see that we're kind of just thrown into this world at this point, which I love.
Yeah, I do like that as well.
It feels like I almost just picked up a comic book, in the middle of its run.
Oh yeah, I love that. Like you throws the bed cover back and he's got his ankle in a
already restrained.
Already restrained.
The tape sand on the door, the sand around his bed, all the locks.
So good.
Yes. There's a lot of mystery in this show.
Do you feel like he still is acting surprised though every time Mark shows up?
What do you mean?
I mean, just like Steven,
he thinks he's dreaming.
Yeah, he thinks he's sleepwalking.
He thinks he's sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. He talks about it with the shopkeeper a little bit, or with the he talks to the
with
mime.
Donna.
Well,
the living statue.
The living statue. Doesn't he talk to him a little bit about? I was trying to remember, or maybe it's Donna. I can't remember.
I think he talked to the living statue about the date mostly.
He did, yeah.
Every time I wake up,
but he talks on the phone to his mom.
Let's go back to Engelbert.
Yeah.
He talks on the phone to his mom about still feeling like he got hit with a train when he wakes up, and which tells me that Mark probably took over, the night before.
My theory is that he thinks he's talking to his mom, but that's not actually his mom.
Yeah, that's correct.
Correct. Yeah. In fact, I would not be surprised if he is talking to someone he maybe shouldn't be talking to. Someone setting up another phone, and he's feeding all this information without realizing it. Yeah.
Yes.
These are just theories. I love that there is this mystery here. A lot of things
we
don't know.
Love the mystery.
Yeah, and it's really great.
And Steven, just the attention to detail.
Steven
all the little things.
Yeah. Steven is probably my favorite point of view character, because I know we're going to get a lot more Mark in the upcoming episodes. He's just so goofy.
This is a great role for Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It is.
He doesn't ever get to play this kind of character that's like unsure of himself. He's usually like this hero
talking to himself.
Mark could have set up another phone, maybe.
Yeah, he could be talking to himself.
Or Khonshu.
Yeah, I mean he has elements of he has elements of
Rhett. That's not true.
Rhett.
Don't even.
Yeah, whatever, Rhett.
He's
awesome. Got elements of his character that was in the Coen Brothers movie he did. He's sort of just like where he's not
Davis.
He's not really like sure of himself.
Yeah,
like he's very unsure of. I don't know, but I like
Steven.
Yeah, that's Steven. Exactly.
Steven's unsure of himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark is not. We're gonna get a different character.
Mark wants to take over completely, and let him handle it. As far as because we're dealing with multiple personalities here, right? I mean, that's kind of the idea. Not what the Nerdist article is.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Disorder. Yes, correct. Exactly. DID, not MPD.
Yeah, I'm with Roth here. It's fun to like things. Rhett needs to try it. But
no. He can't do that.
Did a 12-year-old take over Rhett's account?
Yeah, he spelled it wrong and everything. Okay, just continuing as far as what we see next. Garrison, you're going to be you're the point person there.
We see him travel to his job at this point, I guess. We see
he walks
him
to the job.
kind of make pointed comments at the guy setting his brooms up in front of his door. Oh, you selling brooms or whatever?
That's fine. That's fine. No problem.
You can tell he's Steven's a little bit of a pushover compared to Mark.
Mark is going to rip that guy apart. Probably
right. Exactly.
Get these brooms out of my.
We see him get to his job. I really liked that he works in an Egyptian museum. Basically,
yes.
he's the gift shopist, as he says later.
I'm a gift shopist.
Yeah.
As we see throughout the episode, he's got a lot of knowledge of Egyptian mythology, which obviously comes with the fact that his past is very involved with Egyptian mythology, but we haven't gotten there yet. There probably will be a little bit of origin stuff there, but
it makes you wonder if, because of these dreams that he's having, it's probably why his interest is so piqued in all of that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's very interested in trying to decipher like what's going on in his dreams, so he's researching all this stuff.
One of my favorite scenes actually comes up here. I think it's at this point in the episode when he's talking to the girl who stuffs the gum into the side of the pyramid. Wrapper.
Yeah,
he takes her over. He takes her over to the sarcophagus and tells her about the Egyptians removing all the organs except the heart, because you had to judge the heart, which I guess is what Amit does later in the episode.
Yeah.
But he mentions the field of reeds, and then she says, did it hurt you when you weren't able to go through the field of reeds or whatever she says? And he says, no, wait, I'm not dead, am I? I think we're getting some touches of the unreliable narrator that Mark and Steven are. I don't know that little girl really said those things to him.
Oh, I don't even remember, because about that time the boss came up, so I guess I just sort of passed right over that. That's curious.
Yeah, there's some interesting things, and I do know that apparently the director has been very vocal about this. There's a plot twist in episode 4 that recontextualizes a lot of things that happened up until that point.
Right.
And so I'm just kind of on the lookout for something that could be off and again could be flipped on its head right now. Yeah. And the museum stuff is, again, I really like the setup there.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, everything starts to accelerate, I guess, in his life. I guess when Arthur shows up, he shows up in this city. Like how he got from point A to point B is sort of an unknown.
So
I'm fine with that.
Let's make a stop though. There's a moment where he goes out and he's talking to this mime.
Yes.
And this mime is probably a character. Do you know about this, Garrison? That he might be Crawley?
Oh, yeah. He's Bertrand Crawley. He is
Bertrand Crawley. Yeah. Okay.
In fact, it says that in the credits on IMDb.
Yeah. So he's going to be a main. Well, then there you go.
Yeah. So Crawley in New York. Moon Knight is what they call a street level character. He kind of patrols New York. His mansion is on Long Island. But Bertrand Crawley is one of his informants in the comics, and he starts off. I think he starts off in Marvel Spotlight 28 after the Werewolf by Night issues. So like the third issue.
Right. It's way back in the.
Yeah. And he continues on into the 80s run, and he's still there in modern day stuff. He's literally a homeless man who gets information from Mark. And I thought it was really interesting.
They kind of looked a little bit like Willie Nelson, honestly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I kept looking at him going, that's not Willie Nelson, is it?
No, it's some guy named Sean Scott.
I have a feeling he might still be an informant for Mark.
Yeah.
But that Steven's going to this guy and dumping a bunch of other stuff on him too is funny. But
no, that's a great point.
Well, Rhett, it is based on a comic book. To allude to Rhett's comment that I'm not going to put up, it is based on a comic book, whether you like it or not. That's what the MCU.
I just wanted to show off my knowledge because I learned it just like.
Oh, there's more comic stuff too.
Oh, there's a lot more comic stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more comic stuff.
Yeah.
So I like how he was trying to like keep himself awake. So he was doing the Rubik's Cube, and then he was like,
what did they call it? Sleep.
And the guy that they were talking like
staying awake. That's what.
Here's ways to stay awake, and he was
Yeah.
reading books, and so I loved all those little touches, those little attention to detail.
And again, I mean,
it's like reading about the Ennead
Yeah.
Oh, the Ennead,
trying to stay awake. Yeah.
The nine gods or something of the Egyptian.
Even though they've only got 7 on the poster.
Which was very
She fired 2 for being late. So
I liked her a lot. She
yeah.
She didn't put up with him at all. She's like, no, I'm about to fire you if you don't go out. And
well, I again, like you guys alluded to, I just love the fact that we've joined this character's life midway through or however long, and he's very aware of his sleep issues and terrified to go to sleep. And so he's like, and he looks it. I mean, the Steven character just looks ragged.
Right, he's leaning on a guy in the subway.
Yeah, he's leaning on a guy in the subway. He's pasty, kind of. I mean, just like bags under his eyes. I mean, they have him just looking really rough, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, I just love that we jump right in like that. It makes me want to try and stay awake till 2 a.m. to watch episode 2, but I'm not gonna do it.
You're a working man now, Michael.
Oh, dude, don't even. I don't even want to talk about that.
And then of course he does go to sleep, I guess, and then jump cut. We end up in somewhere. We
place
end
that
up,
probably speaks German.
Yes, Latveria. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
it's definitely not Latveria. But yeah, I mean the German place, like how he got there within. Well, and that's one thing that the show does well is not telling us how many days have gone by or whatever. I mean, because it doesn't really matter.
Well, and
okay,
now he knows spoilers.
No,
wait, let me go back up.
I don't know spoilers.
I know. What were you gonna say though?
He could have easily gotten to another country, especially if he was Mark, because Mark has a connection to a character named Frenchie, who is a helicopter pilot, and the helicopter pilot is clearly in the phone under Duchamp.
Yeah. It's Frenchie.
So Frenchie could have easily taken him to another country, and it really would, and gotten him back to England in a pretty fast amount of time in the Mooncopter. Which in the comic starts off as a normal helicopter, but then eventually evolves into a moon-shaped helicopter, which is great.
Everybody needs a mooncopter.
Yeah, I love the Moon Knight stuff is really silly, and I think it's unfair to compare it to Batman, but in the gadget realm, it is a little Batman-y, the mooncopter and the crescent darts, and Stephen Grant's Stephen Grant in the comics, by the way.
Is billionaire.
He's Bruce Wayne.
yeah. It's a totally different.
He's a suave billionaire.
Yeah.
The guy that really
almost like this better. I almost like this characterization.
I like it.
I do too, because you get the serious Mark and the kind of goofy Steven. And I'm not so attached to the 80s comics that I'm currently reading through that, again, I hate that they changed up some of this stuff. I'm interested to see where they take it. I guess is where I am right
now. I mean, I guess from the standpoint of Stephen Grant being like rich Batman type guy, that would more explain why maybe Mark is able to have all these gadgets and afford all this stuff, whatever.
And Mark is he's the host. Mark is the guy.
He's the
main guy.
He is Moon Knight, right?
But he's a mercenary.
Yeah.
In the comics, I think, hired to contract to do stuff originally, and his origin kind of takes place where he's working with a bad person in Egypt, and then gets killed by that person when he tries to protect someone.
They'll do a whole episode of this, I bet. Don't you think? And then Khonshu comes
maybe Khonshu revives
him.
Yeah.
Voiced by an 80-something-year-old F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah. He's like, oh no, the idiot is back.
I will put this because it's pretty funny.
I have the Transformer Marvel comics, the 4 issues they did.
Oh,
yeah.
That's back.
Well, hello.
That's a long time ago.
So I like that he waked up in the field and there was those 2 guys, and the one guy was like, he waves at him and he's like,
"Do you like his broken jaw?"
Yeah, his jaw.
He just snaps it in place.
He snaps it back in place.
Yeah.
So I mean, the place that we go to in whatever Bavarian type country this is, it seems as if the whole village is all about Arthur Harrow.
Yeah, it's the cult.
It's the Ammit. We must have the scales of Ammit.
The scales of Ammit.
The demoness of the underworld.
the pre-crime god.
That's right.
The it's like precog.
I'm just making a Minority Report.
Minority Report. Yeah, pre-crime.
You're bad. You're gonna.
You're gonna do something bad in the future, so you're gonna die.
Yeah. That whole thing is interesting. It's all these Greek, or I'm sorry, Egyptian gods and things is interesting. Khonshu is.
I like the mythology. It's a part of the comics, and it's a part of when his run starts in the 80s, the Moon Knight centric comics. And obviously it's been further explored in his comics later on. I like that it's very involved in the show, though, and clearly the Ennead, at least. I feel like it's going to be a part of the show. I mean, they name dropped him and made the 9 gods a really important thing.
So would we say that Khonshu then is trying to be sort of against everything that Ahmed's doing in this case?
I would say.
Yeah, I mean, so he's trying to protect Steven and get him to go full Mark Spector like all the time, pretty much.
Well, and Arthur is later on we get Arthur having the whole scene with him saying that Ahmet's only a boogeyman for the bad people. Clearly a justification for what Ahmet does.
Yeah.
Not that Ahmet is actually a good person.
Yeah.
Or a good god, Egyptian god.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, and some of the stuff, like just talking about the cupcake truck scene or whatever.
Yes.
The chase scene.
That was awesome. I love
that was just really well shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved that particular. It did remind me a little bit of Hawkeye. The one car chase scene they did in Hawkeye.
Remind me of Raiders.
The camera.
Well, but the DID stuff, him switching constantly, I really liked the scene.
Yeah, totally.
That was the little. You knew it was coming.
Yeah,
the effects were really good on that. Yeah.
So we got to go back though. There was a scarab that he says, "Just give me the scarab."
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And every time he tried,
it's a funny scene.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm not doing this.
Steven's like, yes, of course, you can have it.
Steven just wants to. He's not a confrontational person, clearly.
Yeah. No. He's not. What's the idiot? The idiot's here.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize the first time, like, there's voices, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? But
Earl thought he was watching Venom for a second.
Yes, I thought Venom was. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael. No, I'm just kidding. I'm Dr. Michael Morbius.
Oh, he doesn't even say that in the movie,
which had to be cut because it made the movie too long.
That's so stupid. Yeah.
But just ignore
the chat's ridiculous. The chat is off the rails tonight.
But anyway, so then he wakes up. He has one of those phases out, and he wakes up, and his hands all bloody.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so we're into the TVMA a little bit. We're not going to go.
Yeah.
This is going to be on that edge.
It's TV 14.
TV 14.
It's not going to be quite as hard edged as like.
You can actually show more gore in TV 14 than you'd think.
Okay.
I was actually surprised watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. how much blood splatter happened in the last season.
Oh yeah. That's the season
true.
that they just didn't give a rip.
Yeah, there was like,
and it's TV 14.
Yeah,
so. Go for it. So we
I mean, the TV 14 will allow for all of that type of stuff. It's when you start. I mean, there's certain
showing bone and
exactly. Exactly. It's just ketchup. Exactly. It's just ketchup.
Tasty. So yeah, driving the truck, the whole dissociation, coming back in.
Yeah.
Holding the gun and then dropping it.
Throwing the gun.
And then throwing the gun. The idiot just throw the gun or whatever. Yeah.
The idiot, what are you doing? I love that Khonshu is just like constantly like.
The best part about that is, though, that he falls back asleep and wakes up back in his bed, and he wakes up laughing because he thinks he's just dreamed it all.
It's just all a dream.
And now he's going to go on his date.
Yeah. And it's 2 to 3 days later, right? It's It's Sunday. Oh, and that scene was kind of heartbreaking.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
But the waking up in the bed was funny because, again, he thinks he's just dreamed it. But you, the audience, know he did not dream that.
No.
Yeah.
And obviously, go ahead, Mark.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, I mean, it seems as if this whole thing, at least in Steven's point of view, is maybe a bit different than some of his previous dreams, where Mark keeps taking over in his dream, like he keeps going back and forth between Steven and Mark, maybe quicker, and it's a little unexpected to him, I think.
Yeah,
and so
true.
It seems like he's suffering a bit more, at least from my perspective. It seems like this character is not quite used to the way things have been happening and seems to be suffering a bit more right now than maybe he was previously. I don't know.
Well, so there's going to be a scene probably in one of these upcoming episodes, I think, because when he gets back and he thinks it's a dream, the sand hasn't been disturbed.
Nope.
The tape looks good. So you know that
Mark set all that back up.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. The sand's back in place. So he feels like, oh, it's safe.
Everything's fine. Everything's good. Yeah.
Our chat cannot be trusted.
No, don't look at the chat tonight.
They lost the plot.
The chat's dumb. Like I've turned it off. I've stopped looking at it.
Yeah, we'll just go to private chat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm keeping it, but they've lost the plot.
Yeah, they've lost the plot. Yeah.
We're talking about Moon Knight here.
Yeah, I like that before the show came on, the Oscar Isaac, sorry, I forgot his name for a second there, said that they pitched the show as kind of a Memento type thing, and I can kind of see where the inspiration for Memento has come in this show.
Yeah,
you can see that. I'm sorry, I should have turned chat off.
You gotta turn it off.
Garrison, come back to us.
You can see that
focus
in terms of scene to scene that Mark does not. Sorry, Mark doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah.
He doesn't know all the things that have happened before. And unlike Memento, I don't know that we'll ever get to see those scenes from the other side in another episode, because I
think we will.
Maybe, but that might waste too much time. Depending on the story that they're trying to tell.
Six episodes. That's a good.
Yeah. If it were a 13 episode Netflix show, I could see them doing that for sure.
Right.
Like he's about to do something, and then he just blanks out, and then like he's like,
yeah,
I'm back in the bed, and I've got to set everything back. I don't know. It is curious about the fish. Like do you understand the symbolism of that? The two-finned fish or something?
No.
That's one of the mysteries. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the goldfish?
Yeah, but elaborate.
What do you mean?
Well, so remember he thinks, oh, good, everything's fine. And then he looks over and he goes, wait a minute, my fish had one fin, right?
Now it has two.
Yeah. And now it has two. So
yeah, because Mark bought a new fish from that same girl he went to later after that scene. And because she said you were here the day before, and I don't have one fin fish or whatever she says. And
so do you think Mark asked the girl out for steak? Is that what we're thinking?
That's an interesting question, because Mark clearly has an American accent. Right. And if Mark did that, would that have been really confusing to her? Because I mean, he has an American accent.
British. Yeah, no, that's very true. He has a British.
Or is it Jake Lockley, the third identity? Is Jake Lockley there as a suave guy who asks girls out in a British accent? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be
that's right. We have another character. We have another character. I forgot.
I don't know.
He's a cabbie in the. Yes. But see, to me, the Stephen Grant character has almost been turned into like a British cabbie,
almost
character, and not quite, but sort of that lower sort of. And then maybe then the other guy will be the Playboy. I'm sorry, Michael. We're just hitting all this stuff.
No. I need y'all to do it because I don't know all the lore.
Yeah,
the lore.
So, but I tell you, the acting on when he realizes that she's not coming and he's missed the day,
yeah,
and he's like trying to order a steak, but he's almost crying through it.
It's both
that's good acting.
It's both heartbreaking, and then when you read the lines back, it's also kind of funny.
It is because
how would you like your steak? Very good, or whatever he said.
Yeah,
a good one. Yeah,
a good one. He was.
That probably offended Rhett because he's very serious about steaks.
But then fire that waiter for going, okay, I'll give it to you. Well done.
He's like, yes, that's good. Well done.
Yeah, exactly.
Rhett.
He's close to getting blocked. I'm not real tolerant right now.
Rhett, listen, Rhett. They talked about steak. We want to know how he felt about it in Moon Knight. That the guy would get a well done center cut steak. But anyway,
No, that was all. That was really
but
good.
he called that girl.
Also,
He's like, "It's steak night," or whatever he said. It's just
Yeah.
so. Oh,
no,
He
this,
said
I
I think he
agree
said the
with
quote
this.
best steak in town because that's what
Yeah.
he said
They
to her.
should always be
she said to
rare
him.
and rare only.
oh my goodness.
Medium rare. Anyway, end of conversation.
I don't know. It just depends on the mood you're in, I guess. Medium rare is what I usually do because they undercook that anyways for the most part. So that'll come. I don't know.
Blue rare.
Blue rare. No place in town will do that, Rhett. No, you can't find a place that does a
That's just
blue
barely
rare.
kissed.
That's
Okay,
like
back to the.
out on the
It
plains.
just barely touches the grill.
In Wyoming. Maybe they'll do that
flip
in
it.
Wyoming, but they won't do that in Alabama. They don't know. If they tried to do that, they wouldn't know how to do it properly. So
I would have to shut that restaurant down.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
oh,
Fat Maddox in the mix.
no rare. He comes
No
in
rare.
with the no rare.
He's like, well done.
But tell me that you don't get it well done though, Fat Maddox.
Yeah, that's too tough. Man.
That's too tough. That's like jerky. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. It cools too quickly. Exactly.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
Medium. Oh, okay.
I'm a medium rare. So
Yeah, medium rare is usually what I do. Anyways, steak
Interesting.
talk.
I'll have to try that now. Okay, so back to the story.
like a little bit of blood. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, Coach knows what's up. Coach
Yeah.
knows exactly what's up. Medium rare. I knew Coach would come in with the wisdom.
Bringing the heat. So where are we in the story now? He's heartbroken. He goes home. That's when he
Yes.
sees the fish.
he no. He saw
No,
the
he
fish
sees the
before day.
board.
He sees
board.
the yes. He's
And
he sees the marks of the desk that have been pushed a bunch to get up
Yeah.
to the board.
Right.
Yes.
Notices the board, finds the Motorola Razor or whatever it is.
The phone,
Yeah,
the old
that
phone.
was
Yeah.
so random.
It's clear that this show takes place in present day MCU because Mark has a smartphone. But
Right.
Steven has a
Steven
smartphone.
Yeah.
has a
I guess Mark is just an old school guy who just uses his Razor.
it's a
or-
burner phone.
Yeah. Well, but I would say burner phone, but it's got like 50 missed calls from all these different people.
Right.
You typically
So-
ditch a burner phone.
So
And
yeah,
one of them's Duchamp.
Yes, Duchamp. Yeah.
one of
Frenchie.
them
Frenchie.
Layla a lot.
Yes.
A lot of Layla.
A lot of Layla.
Who's Layla
Layla-
going to be, Garrison?
Layla is Mark's girlfriend, clearly.
Yeah.
And clearly a flip of Marlene, who is the girlfriend in the comics.
Right.
Who is
But she was blonde. We can't have
yes,
a
she's
blonde.
she's
We gotta have somebody
Marlene
a
in the
little
comics is white and blonde, and this girl's Egyptian, I believe. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Layla
Yeah.
El
And-
Faloli or
and
whatever.
it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense because if you look at the origins of Moon Knight, he meets her living in Egypt.
Right.
So if they want to make her Egyptian,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
it makes sense.
I'll allow it.
But changing her
You'll
name is
allow
kind of weird to me. But I guess they're trying to go for an Egyptian name. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, Layla's at least more exotic sounding, I suppose, than Marlene. Marlene is like a name that you don't
Marlene's
hear.
kind of old school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like old school. You don't hear anybody name. I don't know anyone named Marlene. I can't think of anyone.
Oh man,
named...
my grandmother's. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Not really.
Actually, Marlene is the girl he protects in Egypt before he gets killed initially. Marlene and her father, I believe.
Spoiler
So we may-
alert.
Well, we may still have a Marlene pop up then.
University chairman.
All right, so he calls Layla, right? And then
Yeah.
she's like,
Yes.
"Why are you doing this voice?" I like that part.
His accent.
Right.
Well, now who is this now? Who is this? I'm talking.
And the thing I like is that his accent is sort of Cockney.
Yes.
Right.
But it's also clearly, it's not horrendous, but it is also clearly not great, which should tell you that he's not British.
He's not
Yes,
British.
Yes,
Exactly.
he's doing a voice.
And that's what's funny.
He's
Like
not Dick Van Dyke, but he's
people that don't know the character were complaining a little bit about the accent.
Mary Poppins.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
Hello,
gonna-
Mary.
it's going to sort of flip
Yeah.
because he's faking it. The character is faking
Sort of,
the accent,
yeah.
sort of,
Yeah.
in a way. Like Mark is faking the accent in a way,
Yeah, sort of.
as Steven. So it's
I like his accent. It's very nice.
the people. Yeah, no, you just sounded like Taika Waititi. You
Yeah, I
just
was gonna say
sounded-
it's more
Oh,
Australian.
sorry.
Yeah, you
New
just-
Zealand
I've got
sounding.
New Zealand. I've watched
You've
too
got-
much
yeah,
Flight of
yeah.
the Conchords, I guess.
don't Don't, Earl. Don't even acknowledge it. Don't. Good grief. Maybe it's all the steak you eat, Rhett.
At this point, Steven tells him to, I guess, get off the phone and stop and
quit. Stop. Get off the phone. Steven does, or Mark?
I guess Layla hangs up, but I think he tries to call her back, and then Steven's telling him to not do that. And then
Mark's telling Steven
Mark's
telling
Sorry.
I know.
He looks at the mirror. He's hearing Mark in his head. He goes in the hallway, tries to leave the building, can't leave the building for some reason.
Right.
Which I find really interesting, actually. I'm sure that there'll be an explanation for that at some point.
Wait, I thought he got out of the building.
It took him a couple tries.
The elevator went down to the bottom floor, and then
but then he went back up. But then he went back up to the 5th floor with the lady.
Yeah, Khonshu showed up, and he went down the hallway
back to his room.
Yeah.
He freaked out the old lady. Told her, "I'm just looking for a contact," or whatever he said.
His contact, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think he gets out of the building.
Right. He does eventually.
Well, he's going to work, right? And then Arthur shows up.
There's a jump cut where he's back. He's on the bus. He wakes up on the bus. Yeah.
Heading to work.
Oh, that's right. Because he's like is he screaming or what? What's he doing?
Something like that. Yeah.
And everybody's like looking at him. It's not screaming.
He wakes up screaming.
Yeah.
And he sees Khonshu outside, and then when he gets off the bus, Arthur is on the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Arthur's.
Yeah.
And then Arthur follows him in, and he goes. I love the guy who was just
JB.
The security guy, JB. He's like, it's my mom. It's my mom, mate. I got to take
he doesn't. Well, it's clear that he's dealt with Steven a lot.
These. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
has he? He keeps calling him Scotty.
He keeps going.
Well,
maybe that's going to be another character.
No, I think that
the thing is he just doesn't even know.
Yeah.
Or he just doesn't want to deal with this guy that maybe he's dealt with a lot in weird ways in the past. Like
I think he just doesn't care.
He just doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably looking into that too much, but he just doesn't want to bother with the guy.
And of course, Arthur and his goons follow him in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They're all disciples of Amit.
Yes.
Amit. Yes.
Including a security guard at the museum.
An insider.
We must now praise Amit.
Yes.
That's the thing. I mean, it seems as if Arthur's minions are everywhere and always watching. And they're specifically placed in Egyptian museums.
Egyptian museum.
I was about to say probably in specific like Egyptian stuff, museums, stuff like that. Yeah. I imagine they follow him and go to certain places, but they were also looking for Mark Spector or Stephen Grant clearly as well. They were still
trying to find the scarab, right?
Flash back to Germany or wherever that is.
The MacGuffin.
To flash back to that village scene, he seems like he recognizes Mark Spector. I think he calls him the mercenary.
He does.
Oh,
he does.
I missed that.
I feel like maybe they've had a run-in before, or he's heard about him, something like that, previously to that interaction.
Right.
But clearly him and Steven haven't met.
Yeah.
And now he's hunted down Steven and found where he works, and says it's not just an alias.
He said, you really work here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because the way Arthur talks to him, I think he realizes this guy, something's wrong with the way because he's kind of gentle with Steven, just telling him sort of some things.
Well, and he's a cult leader too. He probably wants him to join the cult.
He probably wants him to join the cult. Yeah.
I mean, I joined. See, Amit.
Yeah.
I mean, Arthur convinced me.
Yeah.
He was very convincing.
He does the rocking thing on Steven, which I thought was interesting. In the village, on the man it turns green.
Yeah.
Which is good. Go, whatever. On the woman it turns red.
Yep.
Bad.
Which is bad.
The scale drops
on Steven, it never stops.
He says you're chaos, right?
Yes.
There's chaos
There's
within
chaos
you.
inside you. Yeah,
chaos within you.
Chaos
which if we had Nick from he would say, he's a chaos agent,
neutral. Yeah.
He's chaos neutral. Yeah. Nick would mention that for sure. He is a chaos
Podcast
agent.
of the Wills. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I couldn't remember
Rhett is more of a chaos agent than Nick is.
Well, I didn't say Nick was a chaos agent.
No, he just brings that up on Bad Batch.
That's his things he likes to talk about. I think Rhett's already off the chat now. So
good. I mean, but yeah.
Okay, so then this creature shows up, right? This
well, he's on night duty because he's been put on that night duty
inventory.
For inventory. Yeah. And then an Anubis type creature, Egyptian creature, shows up clearly under the direction of Arthur, because Arthur comes over the PA and starts speaking to Stephen and Mark, whatever. Yeah.
Or does he say Mark or Stephen? Yeah,
I think he says Stephen.
He says, "Give up the scarab" or something.
Yeah, he's still looking for the scarab.
This is the MacGuffin, man. You gotta.
Yeah.
Right. Roth is right.
Oh, Red is chaotic bad.
And this is where we get our first, I guess, look into Mark's point of view.
Yes.
We see him in the reflection looking.
He's like, "Give me the body."
at Stephen, and then we get into the bathroom and we see him in the reflection again, and telling him, "Yes, relinquish control of the body. I can protect us.
Yeah.
This is real."
Yeah.
You really got to give the body to me because I can protect us, and that's when we get our cool Moon Knight reveal, where he beats the crap out of that monster.
Oh man,
that monster's trying to get away from him.
I'm pretty sure he killed it. Yeah, it went from being the prey. Mark went from being the prey to the hunter. Yeah.
Oh yes.
The
dude, he just smashed his head in. He just So that was
that was pretty awesome. That was I hope that means from this point on, like starting in episode 2, that Stephen is aware of Mark fully at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's able to relinquish so quickly. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. What I've heard from one of the people, I guess, who's seen a couple of because some of these
they saw like on the first
reviewers
4. Right?
got the first 4. Yeah.
So they were one of the persons was like, well, it just goes too much into Mark. I want more Stephen. So I don't know. It's going to tell a lot of the Mark story, I think, is my theory.
Well, I mean, Mark is more.
He's the main character.
Yeah,
he's really the character.
I mean, sure.
Oh, Garrison, it's the DID, baby.
In the comics, honestly, I feel like Stephen's the main character. I mean, like Mark is the body. Mark is the body, but I feel like Stephen is around. Stephen and Jake are around a lot more, and I feel like Mark is almost just Moon Knight. Again, this is the '80s comics. I haven't gotten into the more recent stuff.
I do agree with Coach on that.
Yeah, and that's fair, Coach. I mean,
it's a TV show.
Budget on a TV show, yeah.
Well, okay. They get generally for these TV shows, they get 150 million, which for a movie would be pretty good. For a 6-hour TV show, it's a little bit different, so you have to stretch that out. But they also they didn't really show you the creature. They did a lot of hiding the creature behind the camera, which I think worked for the tension aspect of the creature.
Mm-hmm. But Morbius would have slowed it down.
It also
Morbius slowed down the action.
Yeah. It also worked on saving money for actually probably fully doing the creature.
I mean,
Here's a question to ponder.
Only time will tell, Rhett.
He's going to join with the Eternals.
I don't think I don't think he'll be a part of the Avengers. He's not really an Avengers type character.
No.
I mean,
he's more of a street level type.
In like Secret Wars, I'm sure everyone will be there or something, in the future. But I feel like I know that there's been hints towards like Midnight Suns and stuff like that, which is a street level. Daredevil and all them. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a part of something like that, but I don't know. I'm interested to see. I know that Oscar Isaac said they weren't going to do a season 2, but also is that just negotiating stuff because he only signed on for the 6 episodes. He didn't do a future contract past that.
He may. Well,
they'll bring the character. It's not gonna just, especially
or does it become a movie? I mean, that's kind of my question. Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going into Captain America 4.
I don't think that you could have a Moon Knight movie, but you could have him in a movie. Like you could have the character as an ensemble. I
like him and Daredevil and
I mean, I just feel like they're gonna go. because they're going to have to do something with the Countess at some point and all these street level characters. And
They could fight Madam Web.
No,
oh god, Madam Web.
that's a Sony movie.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
That's right. He's negotiating for a Poe series. That's
Is he?
exactly. That's exactly
No.
right. No, dude, he should have let Poe get killed.
Poe Dameron.
I mean,
He's regretting not allowing.
My brain
J.J.
thought
Abrams.
Edgar Allan Poe. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I was,
right, okay.
Now that
No,
would be
he should have let J.J. Abrams kill Poe off like he wanted to originally. He's got to be regretting that decision at this point, not like being in all three, because the Poe character was supposed to die in Force Awakens, and he begged.
Really?
I thought that was Finn.
No, it was Poe. Poe was supposed to die, and in a hero's way, but he was supposed to die, and he begged JJ to let him stay alive. So, yeah, that's what all that is, and he's probably regretting not being.
I know that he talked about being reluctant to sign on to the series because it was another big studio thing, but that he actually felt like he got a lot of creative freedom for it. So,
well, it seems like it. I mean, it seems like
he's having a good time doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like even like Ethan Hawke being able to have some creative. Yeah, see, I'm correct. I knew it. I'm right about Poe. Anyways, he's like Ethan Hawke getting to have creative control, not control, but input into the glass thing and in the shoes. I mean, so they're letting like Oscar and Ethan sort of like input into the show, which is always a good thing. I mean, I think those two guys have been doing it long enough.
Oh yeah,
that you got to respect at least their opinion on some stuff, and they know what works on screen.
Now we need Ethan Hawke to do a spinoff show with Linklater. The Before Moon Knight.
Ooh, the
show.
Arthur Harrow for 20 years. We'll just have his.
Oh,
yeah,
good grief!
Before
No,
Moon Knight.
the boyhood version of Arthur Harrow. Oh God, no.
All right, so the next hour we'll talk about Morbius. Okay,
No.
No. I think that we've covered the episode.
It's a great and the music at the end was I really liked.
The music throughout was pretty good.
Really good. Yeah.
But yes, the instrumental stuff at the end. Yeah.
I mean, you got.
I did want to show the new poster.
Walking on Sunshine
dropped.
Ooh, Steven,
and that's a name tag. It looks like.
Yeah, he puts on the name tag in the first episode.
Yeah, so that's the poster that is.
It's Steven actually with a V.
Yeah, with a V.
Yeah,
with a V. I like how they kept calling him Scotty.
Well, I mean,
it's Stevie. Yes.
Yeah.
Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's weird. Like in England, I think you would have the PH usually. I don't think you'd have the V.
Oh,
so maybe I don't know.
It's
a comic relief thing.
It's person to person, Mike.
It's person to person.
His
it's
name
a comic
in the
relief.
comics is Stephen Grant with a
Stephen
V.
with a PH is more of a anyway. More of the original spelling.
Yes.
Stick
V
to the comics.
is
Yes, exactly.
And Stephen Grant, I guess in the comics was V, right?
Yes.
Okay, exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Well, we don't know what the title of episode 2 is going to be just yet.
No, because I don't even think reviewers got titles.
Wow.
According to IMDb, which is always wrong about these type of things, it's 50 minutes long.
Oh, no. The runtimes are all out for every episode.
Oh, okay.
For the first 4 episodes, sorry.
It's going to be good. This one's going to be be good.
Well, I mean, apparently
trust the process.
After the first 4 episodes, according to Benson and Moorhead, like it blows your mind what happens in episode 5. So that's why they allowed.
That was the ending of episode 4, but maybe I guess it would go into episode 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
which one's going to blow our mind?
There's a shift, like a tonal shift or something that happens at the end of episode 4.
Yeah,
which is, I guess, why they let critics see those first 4 episodes.
Correct.
Of course, Tamara Morrison told us that episode 6 would blow our minds, and Boba Fett.
and Robert Rodriguez said the show would blow our minds in general.
Well, I mean, it did blow our minds.
Yes,
that it was so.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
He's going to be good as Rex.
Oh, good grief. I don't even want to talk about that. All right. So we will definitely be back next Tuesday, same time, same place.
Oh, yeah, man.
To talk about episode 2.
Are we staying up till 2:00 tonight?
No.
I can't
No.
do it.
I can't either.
I can't do it.
I can't.
Garrison, did you have something else you wanted to say? It looked like.
Oh yeah, sure. Mr. Knight's the only other personality we haven't seen at this point besides Jake, but I don't know that Jake's going to be in the show. So, again, I would not be surprised to see him tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised to see him third episode, fourth episode. whatever.
So
As a comic
But he's
reader,
in the show.
As a comic reader, what is the personality of Jake compared to Steven and Mark?
So Jake is the cabbie. He goes to Bertrand. He goes to Bertrand. He goes to Gina for the information. Gina is the diner chick who runs the diner where they usually meet. Like the three of them meet.
Gotcha.
And give out information to Jake, who then suits up as Moon Knight and takes care of the bad guys, that kind of thing. Jake he's a cabbie in New York. That's his personality.
It seems like
a little hard to be in London and New York.
Yeah, it seems like maybe the series is not going to take place in New York, but I don't know.
No, I mean it won't. No.
I mean, I guess they have cabbies in London also, though.
Oh, yes. They do. Hansom cabs.
What?
What are they? HANSOM?
Oh, handsome cabs?
Old timey, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Is that what they're called? I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know what you're
handsome cabs. HANSOM. Yeah.
Handsome. Yeah.
Those are horse-drawn carriages from the 1830s.
Well, Dr. Earl.
To me, that's like just around, just,
that's like yesterday to Dr. Earl.
I am the living vampire, really. So,
Comics Code approved because you're living.
I'm damn fear.
Garrison, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at gryfun3, RYFUN, and on Letterboxd at gryfun, and on Deucecast Discord, where I mainly just post Wordle ripoff game things.
I'm not doing Hurdle. I like
some songs I can get in the first second, and then some others I'm just like whatever.
I don't know titles of songs very well, and so
I know what you mean.
I'm just not going to jump into Hurdle. I'm just going to stick with the movie stuff. And I've won a couple, but I usually lose on the movie stuff. So, hole poked in Dr. Earl's pretentiousness. You were not aware of the origin of the handsome cab.
Yeah.
Dr. Earl, as always,
I'm a sham. Let's just say that.
You're a sham.
Pretentiousness.
He is off the grid completely.
Can't be found.
Can't be found. He is basically like Mark Spector.
Yes. I have another character I play during the day called Dr. Earl.
Dr. Earl.
Podcaster by night.
Every once in a while, you're in the Deucecast Discord.
I enjoy the Discord.
Not lately. You haven't
I was
been
there
around.
for the Oscars. We were there.
The Oscars, yes, we were having a lot of fun.
All in,
dude. Those Oscars, what a train wreck. Oh, geez, Rhett. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter sometimes. Lot less. I've gone completely. I've locked my account down. I'm tired of.
You have to.
I'm just tired of all the rhetoric.
It's true, Jacob. It's true.
I'm tired of all the rhetoric on Twitter. Just the constant barrage of things that just seeing people that I know hate me. I'm
careful,
tired.
Mikey. Careful.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Let that go.
I'm not gonna continue down that road.
We don't use that word in here.
I have more fun and spend much more time in the Deucecast Discord.
It's beautiful.
It's a place that you can speak freely and not feel concerned of hate speak. But anyways, so I'm usually not going to be on. I'll retweet stuff. I apparently offend people very easily on Twitter, so I have to stop tweeting. So all you're going to see from me on Twitter is retweets, but apparently that even offends people.
No, you can't do that. No,
I can't even retweet something. Apparently, apparently, like if you want to support something. Anyways, I'm not even gonna.
Michael, run it past me, and I'll.
No, I know. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, this is right. Hopefully, Elon will fix Twitter. That's all we can hope for.
My favorite thing is arguments on Twitter where no one is saying what the other one is saying, but the other one is saying.
Grief. I know, it's so ridiculous.
Arguments that are just like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know what
They're
you're saying.
talking at brick walls. Yeah.
The chat, I was glad to see you this week. I don't know.
You don't sound so
Michael
sure
was
about that.
the
man.
chat.
I was
Michael,
glad to see the chat.
I'm
this
glad to
week.
see
Oh, you're
everybody
glad
in
to
the
see the
chat.
chat. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see
Michael gets a little
Roth.
crabby when he has to work, guys.
I'm glad to
He'll
see.
be
I
better.
do. I don't like working, and I've had to start
Yeah,
working, and I don't like it.
He's already kind of in a mood, so we got to help
Coach,
him out.
thank you for hanging out. Roth, thank you for hanging out. Fetmatic, thank you for hanging out.
Rhett, thank you. Mikey.
No. Okay, Rhett,
on
thank
now.
you for Rhett, thank you for hanging out.
This is the first step.
This
good.
is the first step, exactly. We'll be back next week for sure to talk about episode 2 of the Moon Knight. In the meantime, maybe rewatch episode 1 in preparation for episode 2, and that way you can be current in your mind as far as what's going on. I find that helps with these MCU shows, to watch them back to back, like keep watching them back to back to back. Let it stack up like a Netflix binge, and maybe
but then they can't watch our show because we're spoiling it.
But this is true. But
trust Garrison and me to give you all of the backstory.
Yeah, because I won't.
Lore.
I definitely won't.
Whoa,
yeah.
Dude, that's the one with Arthur Harrow. That's amazing.
That's
worth a lot of money right now.
Yeah, I bought a beater copy. It was like $2. And not in the best condition,
awesome.
but
yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some. But hey, $2 versus 200.
I just bought it
deal.
to read it.
Yeah,
because it wasn't available digitally until now. It is, of course.
Of course, it is now. Of course. What is he saying? I haven't.
He said we went over every second of the show.
Well, there's definitely some things we missed.
No, we skipped. Yeah,
but we can go over them now.
No, we're done.
Overtime.
No.
Frame
all right.
45 showed a shift of.
Yeah. No, we're not doing that. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming. Please subscribe, share.
There's a button right there.
Mash the bell. Like the episode. I mean, apparently we're not making much traction here, but we're still going to do this because we have. We're still going to do this because at least I have marginally a little bit of amount of fun doing this.
Just love us. That's all we want.
I just love us.
I have a lot of fun here, guys.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Thank you,
it's
Garrison.
a lot of fun.
Look, I'm in a bad place right now.
We gotta help.
This is the only happiness I have. So I appreciate you guys doing the show with me. Have a good evening, everybody. I need to turn this off.